Hello and welcome back to No Bullshit. Brooks here. Today we're talking about the drama surrounding the new Star Wars video game, Battlefront 2. If you haven't heard, it's been a pretty rough week for the PR department over at Electronic Arts, the game's producer. They face a lot of deserved backlash when they announced their plans to include a slew of in-game purchases in the new Star Wars game. Commonly called microtransactions, these purchases apparently were a bit excessive to say the least. They also would have allowed players to pay to play, essentially, meaning they could skip over hours of gameplay and grinding that is usually required to get upgrades, and just opt to buy credit instead. Sometimes called loot boxes, these in-game purchases really seem like EA was trying to milk this Star Wars game for all it's worth, which they probably still are.
I am your commander, stand down!
You take orders from me!
Well, after their first microtransaction announcement, gamers and Star Wars fans all over the internet united and aggressively started to attack and criticize EA. Many even started canceling their pre-orders for the game, as they should. I didn't order the game myself, but I did play the beta a few weeks back and thought it was really fun. Still probably won't buy it since I'm not a big online multiplayer guy, but it does look like a hoot. But does it really look fun enough to put up with this bullshit coming from Electronic Arts? I sure don't think so, especially when there's so many other similar, better games out there. I mean, the only big thing Battlefront 2 has going for it is it's a Star Wars game, of course. And while I'm a pretty big fan, I don't think that's enough of a hook for me to bend over and take it from EA up my bunghole. I'm not gonna be their little bitch just because I like Star Wars. I mean, I'm not mundane mad or anything.
I can honestly just admit I canceled my pre-order because I wanted to upgrade to the deluxe version to get the game tonight. I make no apology for being a Star Wars fan. I don't care. I plan on getting it, and I plan on playing it, and I plan on grinding, because I was already anticipating to do that anyway.
Matt received a lot of hate on his Battlefront video from last week because he wouldn't 100% condemn optional loot boxes. Also, Matt admitted that he will still be buying the game and spending a lot of time on it, which of course is fine. I have nothing against the guy. I just think we might disagree here. You see, Matt's a big Star Wars nerd, obviously. I mean, there's two Star Wars things behind him in this video. He also often wears Star Wars fanboy t-shirts in his videos all the time, like he's a teenager. So, hearing him say he's still gonna buy this game and support EA, that's to be expected, and that's also his prerogative.
Hey everyone, my name is Mundane Matt, one of the most red-pilled motherfuckers around. Turn off that pesky ad block. Turn off that pesky ad block.
But needless to say, his video about this was pretty controversial with his fans. It got a lot of downvotes, and I think it shows how much people really hate this behavior from Electronic Arts. People are pissed about this Battlefront 2 stuff. It's very toxic right now. Another thing Matt's controversial video goes over is EA's first attempt at correcting this problem with the fans. This was earlier in the week, and what EA first offered was a significant decrease in the cost of microtransactions, which also lowered the cost for in-game grinding if people didn't want to buy. I believe they took down their prices by about 75%, which is pretty good. It's okay. I mean, I guess that's better. It's good that they're trying, but I think the fans and gamers were mad about the whole idea of in-game purchases, loot boxes, and pay-to-play overall. I mean, we still got gamers in this situation paying $80 for the deluxe version of the game, and that would still not include everything that you would think. There's some significant characters like Darth Vader that would still be left out for that $80, and charging a player more than that is just plain criminal. $100 just for one game? That's way too much. In my opinion, no game should be over $60, but I do understand how bigger fans could want to spend the $20 more for an expanded version with the bonuses and stuff, but asking for more money after that is where this shit gets real fucked up.
But they're still a company looking to make money. That's one of the things I don't understand about gamers who get critical of these companies. They're in it to make money.
Matt goes on in his video to defend EA as making business decisions. He says it's a company that wants to make money and stuff like that, and I understand his point, but again, I think it all comes from him being a big Star Wars fanboy, and maybe just a bigger fan of online multiplayer games than me. Matt loves his movies and his games too, and that's cool. I would just say I disagree with this part slightly. EA was certainly overdoing it and trying to milk this thing for all it's worth.
What happened, Nathan? Where'd it go? Being a part of Star Wars, it's crazy. can't believe I get to be a part of it.
And while they've made improvements from Battlefront 1 to Battlefront 2, I don't see them as anything drastic or groundbreaking. It's pretty much just the same game with some new levels and characters. If you think about it, they could have just made Battlefront 2 into more DLCs for the first game, more downloadable content, but they wanted to go ahead and make it a sequel so they could get more money from it. This is all about money for EA, and it really shows. And with that said, gamers have a right to stand up and try and take a stand here. Stand. Take a stand. Stand up and take a stand. Something like that. And take a stand we did. After days and days of bad press and a failed Ask Me Anything on Reddit with EA that didn't really go anywhere, and there were plenty of articles and nasty tweets, well, EA finally caved in on Thursday night. They made a pretty shocking announcement that really changed the way this game was going to be released, right before it came out.
You wish to see me, sir?
The Emperor is dead.
On Thursday, the day before the release of Battlefront 2, EA announced there would be no in-game purchases. Kind of a big deal, a pretty interesting audible called on the field, and we'll see how it plays out. Here's a screenshot of the full official statement from EA's Twitter. As we approach the worldwide launch, it's clear that many of you feel there are still challenges in the design. We've heard the concerns about potentially giving players unfair advantages, and we've heard that this is overshadowing an otherwise great game. This was never our intention. Sorry we didn't get this right. Oh, we know, EA. Your intention was to milk the gamers dry of every penny they got. Making the game unfair was just an unintended side effect. The statement goes on about turning off microtransactions and listening to fans more, which is definitely a move in the right direction.
This isn't just a game, this is a canon character in the Star Wars galaxy.
In the end, this is a big win for gamers and the community, especially Star Wars Battlefront fans. And really, this is also a win for my channel here. I finally found something to talk about that had a positive ending. EA did the right thing when they listened to the fans and responded to the backlash and made changes. Hopefully more gaming companies in the future will follow suit. That way we can end this wicked cash-grabbing trend of microtransactions in video gaming. I mean, DLC or downloadable content is one thing. Offering season passes isn't the worst either, but this pay-to-play, loot boxes shit needs to be struck from this earth forever.
In a motion capture day, you do not stop. There's no lollygagging with your castmates, and let's run lines or let's take this Instagram. There's none of that nonsense can happen. A video game is more physical than what I would do on a normal TV set because things need to be exaggerated for the dots to get picked up, but on camera, I would look like a crazy person.
And one more thing before we go. Apparently Wall Street is getting pretty worried about the Star Wars Battlefront 2 situation too. A report from CNBC states investors are now worried the controversy over Electronic Arts' Star Wars Battlefront 2 in-game monetization model will hurt the game's sales. Quote, the escalation of EA concessions over the past month are a potential negative indicator of pre-order sales and overall unit confidence. Bank of America Merrill Lynch analyst Justin Post wrote, EA stock is down 7% month to date through Thursday, compared with S&P 500's 0.4% gain. So it looks like even with EA trying to fix things, the game could still be doomed to economic failure, which I doubt, but it's possible. I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
I played Oxenfree on my iPad until I finished it. I played Kentucky Route Zero on my Surface Pro. So I'm on a plane with multiple devices playing different things. It's not just like, oh, but this laptop is my gaming laptop. No, like I'll play on anything, especially because some of the most interesting games that are coming out are really small 2 to 4 hour experiences that you can play on the go.
What do you guys think? Was the backlash EA received justified? Are we happy they ended in-game purchases last minute like this? And are you going to be playing Battlefront 2 this weekend? I would if I wasn't broke from this whole adpocalypse thing. And my wedding, of course. Oh yeah, did I mention I got married last week? Kind of a big life-changing deal. That's also very expensive. I posted a few pics of the wedding on my Patreon page if you guys want to check it out. For only $1 a month, you can gain access to exclusive no bullshit content like wedding pics, deleted videos, and you can even get invited to live streams with yours truly. Now, before you go and call me a hypocrite for pushing Patreon after attacking EA for milking people for money, well, yeah, I am kind of a big hypocrite and I don't give a shit. No, just kidding. But really, this show is free and always will be free. And I think free games like MMOs and mobile games, those are the ones that have a good argument for inserting microtransactions because they're free, like the No Bullshit show here. So you could just consider my Patreon page a sort of microtransaction for no bullshit. It opens up a few good perks and it gives gives you a heightened feeling of self-worth. You've certainly got bragging rights if you join. How does this little line sound next time you're talking to a friend or relative? Hey, I'm supporting an independent content creator on the internet. I'm forward-thinking and hip and cool. Look at me. Or you could try this zinger when you're hitting on girls at the bar. Hey, have you heard of YouTube? I'm a producer for a show on there about politics and social issues. Something like that sounds like a nice line that's really gonna get those pussies wet. Say you're a producer. Say you're a co-writer. Say you work for the show. I don't give a shit. Just give me your money. Or at least think about it. Consider throwing $1 a month this way, but only if you truly enjoy my videos. Well, thanks again for watching No Bullshit. Until next time, have a great day, everybody.
Yeah.
One more thing, I want to give a special thanks to these amazing Patreon supporters. You guys are the best. You guys went above and beyond the rest, and I love you so much for it. If anyone else wants to donate or join our Patreon crew, link in the description. Thanks again.